me?
Yes.
Froze. All right. I'm trying to fix it. I know how I can fix it, but hold on.
Okay.
Here, while I'm trying to fix it, Kelly, what did you think about this episode?
It had my heart palpitating, I will say that. It was extreme. So many things, especially with Grandma Ernestine. I'm like, why did they take her to the hospital from so long ago? Like, I know that at that time, in the height of the pandemic, some people were afraid to go to the hospitals because they were like, that's where it is, and a lot of people were getting worse being in the hospitals. But I just didn't understand. I was screaming like, why didn't y'all take her to the hospital? And they didn't even go with her. They just let her go. Like, bye.
Yeah, Gina, I know you know a little bit about the medical field, to say the least. Back then, were they letting people ride with them, or they wouldn't let them ride if they wanted to?
You were going to the hospital if you were really bad. Mm-hmm. Because chances are, if you weren't that bad, when you got there, you would get worse.
And then I guess I'm now thinking back, like they weren't letting a lot of people in anyway. You couldn't go in with your relative. Okay, all right. Because that definitely was cursing at the TV. Like, why on earth did they just leave her in the ambulance by herself?
Yeah, they wasn't letting people go in the ambulance with them and stuff, so... Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Gina, what'd you think about this episode? What stood out to you in this episode? Was there anything shocking?
It wasn't shocking. It was passionate, I would say.
Okay.
Mercedes and her daughter, that was really touching.
Yeah.
And having Pastor Woodbine connected to them in that moment, so
she saw herself, like she saw her mama and herself, and some of the same mistakes she said she would never make, she making. And so, yeah, I get that and things. And these teenagers today will give you hell, as we all have had, our teenagers and stuff. So, yeah, definitely is definitely not easy. So, let me ask you this, Kelly, as a lady, seeing what Mercedes was going through with her daughter in regards to abortion. I mean, what do you think? I think she was trying to give her advice without really giving it. That way she can't say, well, you made me do this or you didn't do that or whatever. But how do you think she handled that?
I appreciated how she handled it in regards to not making the decision for her daughter, because, I mean, in regards to abortions, I have a real funny feeling about it. Like, I would never want a parent to make that decision, because I have seen cases where the person is no longer able to have children. And then that would be, because of a decision that the parent made for the child at that point. You know what I mean? So that would be such a hard thing, that you would make that parental decision, and then later on in life, now that, your daughter can't have kids because of complications from abortion. So I agreed that she allowed her to make the decision. To me, that whole thing was really sad that they even had to go through this experience. But I think that Mercedes did the best job that she could have done within this situation, especially by allowing her daughter to, make the decision, because she did let her know that she loved her during the course, even if, when she wasn't there for her at those times, but she still loved her. I think she was open enough to say the good and the bads about it. You know what I mean?
Right. Gina, anything you want to say about what they were showing between these two? It's kind of...
Yes, I thought it was really... Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was a really sentimental moment between her and her daughter. And she was letting her know, you make your own choice. But I understand. I was in the same position. So they had their heart to heart, and I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah. Now, but here's one thing that I didn't understand, right? When Mercedes was having the flashback visions of her and her mom at the diner, right? When her mother said, "Go and do what you do," in regards to the guy, right?
I know, right?
That part kind of tripped me up, because then she got mad that she had the condom in her wallet, and then it's like, "Oh, you tricking and stuff." But didn't you just tell her to go and do what you do? So that part got me so confused. Like, what were you sending her to do? What? That whole part was confusing to me. I just didn't understand it at all.
Yeah, what y'all think she was talking about? Do what you do, because that was kind of confusing to me too. Like, only do it when you making money for me. What? She pimping her?
Right. At first, basically, that's what I thought it was. But then why she flipped out when she saw the condom? And like you said, Jay, you only could get this money when I send you to get it. You can't get it on your own.
Right. You can't get it on your own. Yeah, that was messed up.
What do you think, Gina?
And that's why you got to be careful sometime with people you may meet, because they could have been like Patrice, all the stuff she did, but now she running for mayor and acting like she born again and everything on everybody. I guess you can, make up for your mistakes, but did she really? She still stole the gym from her daughter and all this other stuff. So
she's still a cantankerous woman. No matter how you shake her, she's still lawless.
Right.
Yeah.
So did it make sense?
She's like a by any means type of lady.
Yeah, they didn't even have anywhere to sleep. Now that heart to heart was good when they was talking, but what do you all think about the heart to heart when Haley came after she saw her in the grocery store, and she had this little bag for Mercedes, Mississippi, and then she had the little sneaky little story basically about how to kill and get away with it, how to get away with murder. So, what you all think gonna happen, Gina? What you think gonna happen with this cell phone in Mississippi? You know she probably gonna mess it up, but hopefully she's ready.
Now she's gonna be able to make moves, because that phone, he tracks her every move. She can't be away from him for 2 seconds. And since she got a sense of freedom, I feel like now that's why he's inviting her to come places, because he don't want her to be alone, to be able to make some type of move. The way that she's reacting to him, he could feel that she's like, done. You put those hands on those kids, and now that's it. He could feel it, so that's why he's trying to keep her within arm's length.
Right.
But now she had the situation with her baby. She knows that he's not going to stop. And now she has another out through autumn.
Right. Plus, she walking around with her face beat up. I know she tired of all of this. It looked like she was tired when she was in the grocery store. Kelly, what you think about this little care package she received in the little story? Seemed like she was slow at first, wasn't picking up. What you talking about?
Oh, that's right. I agree with Gina. This part is really, really touching for me, because I would never want to see any woman in that position. And I've known women who suffered that victimization, being abused in abusive relationships with little ones to take care of as well. And I think that Autumn is the same thing that she's been all this time, and that's saving everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now Mississippi has somebody who she knows is directly cares about what's going on with her. You know what I mean? And she's able now to have, somebody there. And that story, whether she was slow to it or not, to me, it's like it was necessary because you don't want to wait till it's too late for you to be the ultimate victim, and your children, now you leaving them with an abusive father. Right. You don't want for anything to happen to your children. You know what I mean? That is a parent's worst nightmare, that, you know, your child can be harmed. So now that she has support from somebody else who's not just seeing her beat up at work or, you know, helping her with the baby at that, you know, point in time, I think that she'll be able to make a better decision now for herself and her children, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
I hope that there was a piece of clothes or something, trinket in that bag and not just that damn phone, because she gonna get her behind bus once more if he don't show her what she brought over. You know what I mean?
That's true. You know he gonna be looking. What did she bring you? What was it?
Exactly.
Why is she popping up?
She bring? Right.
Yeah. So yeah, the dude is. Oh man, he definitely brings life into that role of a sick abuser, stalker. Like us men that are not that way hear stories from women, but to live like that, oh my God. Ain't no way I could live with somebody over my shoulder like that. Everything I do, every step, where I take the phone, disconnecting the but that's insane. I mean,
this is what we have to do it day in and day out, and a lot of women live this life. You know, it's sad, but a lot of women do live this life or have experienced some form of physical abuse, domestic abuse, in some form or way or the other. And this is what it looks like, Jay. This is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's no way I would be able to deal with that type of relationship without even the hidden and violence. Just how he acts on a day-to-day basis alone is enough to drive you crazy. Then you throw in putting his hands on her. That's right there is automatic violation. So I don't know how ladies do it and how they stay. I don't understand. I had a feeling she gonna mess this up somehow with this phone. I hope not.
I hope not. If she messes up with this phone, Jay, he's gonna kill her. Because
she gonna shoot him. She gonna shoot him. Mark my word. Yeah. She gonna mess up with the phone. She gonna mess up with the phone, beat her up, grab the phone, and she gonna get to the gun and shoot him.
But she's gonna have to shoot him in the ultimate form of self-defense, because then she's going to be taken away from her kids, Jay, and I don't know if that's how the story's going to go. I mean, I told Gina
it'll be self-defense when you see how beat up she is. So, Gina, what do you think about this phone and with what
it's not, because the sheriff. I think the only way that anybody would care about the situation is if she was to kill him. Because him beating her, nobody cares. The sheriff came to their house and seen her face, and he did nothing.
Everybody knows that
he's going to do anything unless she hurts him.
Okay. That makes sense.
And remember, Jay, his family is a very wealthy family, right? Even though we're not seeing it, we still know in the back end that his family's a wealthy family. Right. They're not going to just be on some, she shot him or she killed him and it's not, it's self-defense. But I definitely, so Gina and I had a talk, and I'm like, the only way she could get out of this is if the kid, the 3-year-old, shoots the father. Remember, she left the gun in the couch.
Hopefully she moved it instead of leaving it there for a week or two.
Well, hopefully she did, but to me, the way she's not going to get away scotch-free by killing him. Somebody else has to kill him. She can't do it, else she's going to pay the price, and her kids are going to be taken away from her.
That might still happen with the 3-year-old shooting them too, because you got guns laying around and kids shooting.
Right.
So, but that's a good theory, though, as far as her not going to jail, at least. But they might try to put you in jail if your kids do something like that. I don't know. The
minute she goes to jail, where the kids gonna go?
They'll put them in foster care or with a relative. But I don't know. We'll see. I think if she is in the midst of beat all up and bleeding, that might be her best bet. Because then when they come, it's obvious she got beat up and was trying to defend herself. She tiny. What can she do with this old cock-strong ass curly Sue looking mother?
But Jay, like Gina
steroid
said,
having Barbie Ken dog.
like Gina said, Jay, remember, when the sheriff came to talk to him and he was talking about pressing charges against Diamond, he saw her face. She was beat up.
Yeah, but they ain't seen her actually bleeding in the moment of being beat up. Like if she had shot him after he just beat her up and she called police and they came right while she's still bleeding fresh and crying, that would be, hard to ignore. And she can't say, oh, I fell down the stairs. Okay. Gina, what you think? You want to add anything to that? No. All right. My bad.
Stick with the same thing.
Okay. So I don't know how she may get out of that, but it will be interesting to see.
He has to get out. That guy has to go.
But Derek, one thing we saw is somebody got into something. And I don't know. I don't know what y'all thought about, Cliffy Pooh and Murder's relationship. But,
Jay, I think you should get another picture. He just looks like such a tiny little boy in that shot.
I know, right? Hey, Cliff is a big dude, man.
That's a big dude.
That's a big dude. And he was on top of him, and I was just thinking, like, oh my goodness, that's a big dude. Like, you get up off of me. But anyway, so what do y'all think about this relationship they got going on? He told Cliff, I want you to fill me up. And one thing that he did say that I think will come back is he told him he don't need a condom and that he clean. But we already know he been rolling on the highway with Big T. And I ain't talking about on that tour. So
that would be so crazy, Jay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wouldn't that be so crazy?
Kelly, what you think?
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, maybe he killed himself because he got AIDS.
I'm speechless.
All right, well, let me go to Gina while you get your breath back. I'll take that. That thug love.
Yeah.
You thought about that, Gina?
Yes.
Wow.
It was like it was an emphasis on it. So it stood out like
yeah.
And then did have, other engagements.
Damn it.
So
that'll be too much. That'll just be too much for me.
But Cliff
like
also did.
COVID,
at the roller for the birthday.
This is a lot. This would be so much if that happened.
Mm-hmm. You hear what Gina said?
Say it again, Gina. Sorry.
I said we saw Little Murder's encounter, but Cliff also had an encounter at the roller rink for the birthday.
When he pulled out that baby arm.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. So, oh my God.
Cliff pulled that thing out like, yeah. That's why they call me Unc.
Oh, so how they know they cleaned
it? But in
it?
that scene, we didn't see the protection.
No, we didn't see it. So,
and remember,
Little Murder had protection.
He did, but yes, he did.
Yeah, Teak put it on for him.
So that means if anything happened, it came from Uncle Clifford.
Well, we don't know what else he's done or, in his time since he's been tested or never been tested. Who knows?
Cliff, Little Murder only been with Teak. And if they use protection, then...
Well, you got to keep in mind they only been together on this show. They obviously did stuff in prison, and that other dude knew about it. That's why he kept coming, and T kept trying to defend him. And he was like, man, don't worry, girl, you ain't his type. You remember that? Like, I know Gina remember.
Mm-hmm.
I am so shocked right now. I don't know what to think because I was lost. I didn't connect any of that.
Well, Kendall said, I don't think Big T would have kept that from Lil Murda. What y'all think? Y'all think he would have told him?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't
Big
think
T
he
loved
would.
Little Murda. Like,
exactly. He loved him. They had a relationship.
Okay. I think that he shouldn't have shot himself in the car. Well, he did tell him to get out.
mm-hmm.
But
And Murda said he's going to stay with him. So he knew he was going to stay with him till the very end, you know? So, because he didn't get out. He didn't, you know. Oh, gosh.
yeah.
If anything happens, Uncle Clifford gave it to Lil Murda. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Yeah.
Because he and Teak used protection.
Well, like I say, as far as the show goes, you're right, because we ain't seen nothing else. But you know, look at Cliff. He gave it to him.
Oh gosh.
But we'll see, because we don't know what they done did off the, you know, the time periods, be it when they not showing us the show, which is one thing I hated with TV shows, because you know you miss so much that we
So wait,
you know,
so does
we don't
the
fill us
stuff
in
that
with.
happens behind that we don't see, does it count, Jay? Or like we don't see it, so
only-
it doesn't count.
Right, I only counted what we saw on the show, but I don't like to jump to too far of a conclusion to say they didn't do this, that, because we don't know. They may have a new lover pop up next episode.
I'm not going to be happy if that happens. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not going to be happy. Because
Right.
I so thought that Lil Murda in his little Cisco routine and outfit, I thought that was so cute. I really did. That part was too cute.
That was sweet.
He tried to cheer him up.
Right. I didn't think that they was gonna get hanky panky, because I was just like, it's inappropriate. Like, grandma just left. He's just crying. Don't touch me right now. But clearly they didn't have those rules. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna go down.
Men don't think like that. They like, I need to feel good, and this right here about to make me feel good, and let's do it.
So, woman, we would be more emotional. Like, just let me.
Right. Right. Women have been more.
Maybe tomorrow.
It's not the right time. I have a lot on my mind.
Right?
I thought that was going to happen. I did not see it going down. I was lost this entire episode. I was lost.
No.
I'm not going to lie.
As soon as I saw him with that outfit on, I said, oh, snap. He done put on the cameo. He put on the cameo cup. Ow. La murder. Word up. Murder. Oh. I say, oh, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go all the way. I thought it was going to stop, maybe some spooning or something, but...
Nah, it was either that was about to go down or it was about to turn into some 70s wrestling up in this piece. Ric Flair, woo! Versus Bulk Hogan.
I don't want for either of them to be a victim of STDs and stuff. I just can't deal with it if that happens in their relationship. I'm not going to be happy at all.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. Another thing Kendall said, Miss Ernestine by the lake had me almost in tears. What did y'all think about the flashback of showing her life in the club for all those decades?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful initially, but then, like 5 seconds in, I was like, "Oh no, she's gonna go."
Right. I loved it. Like the tribute to her. I love the long flowy hair to the afro. I thought it was really beautiful. I like the, you know, the Soul Train moves and stuff like that. And that lends to Uncle Clifford's attachment to the
Right.
paint. You know what I mean? It's not just a building for him. It's his life. It's his history. So, you know, it's his family connection to it. So he's not just looking at it as, yeah, okay, this building is gone, let me get another one. It's not the same. So you saw the sentimental attachment that he actually has to the building. It's not just a building for him.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. He need to stop with that sentimentality though, because it's getting in the way of business.
Yeah.
But it was kind of interesting also to see Cliff running around with a purse even at that young age.
He said, I can't remember what year Little Murder said he had it. The Gucci bag was from, but it was cute. But yeah, that shows that he said he's been Uncle Clifford his whole life.
Yeah, Gina, what you think about him running around with the purse and growing up in the pink and all of that?
I thought it was a sweet moment. Like, they showed Grandmother Ernestine having different looks, and Uncle Clifford has the different looks, and just looking at her with love and admiration. Like, I thought it was sweet.
Right.
And the backstory about the mom knowing who she was from young and would beat anybody.
Right.
That
right.
said anything. So, I thought it was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think, Gina, about how the daughter was trying to get the mom to come join her and calling her off the stage?
I thought, that was a moment. Like, I thought that was so sad.
Yeah, she said, I'm going to stay for a while.
But then later on, she's like, I'm ready. I want to go with Beulah. I want to go with her. She's like, oh, that's so full circle.
Right. Because I thought that, you know, so that gave me hope, right? When she said she's not ready yet, that gave me so much hope. Like, okay, because she's going to pull through. But, that scene by the river. And, you know, this whole show, I'm just going to say hands down, Little Murder, I love his sentimental attachments to everything. Because he immediately went into that water. If I can't go into the water, bring the water to me. And he's a caterer. You know, you can tell by everything he's done from the beginning, from episode 1 till now. He's been very considerate. He's catering, and that moment was really good too. I don't know the connection yet with the water.
Baptized in dirty water.
Well, yeah, it could be that, right? But I'm happy that he did bring the water to her.
She was hot.
You know, that part is just so sad.
And they said she was, 102? Or maybe that was a different scene, but she probably been running around 100 nonstop.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, you know, Lil Murder, I agree, he do have a lot of sentimental things about him, like when he saw that greeting card and he said, which one you there with the bed?
Right.
Gina, what you think about that when he asked Clifford about which one was the best?
That was sweet because he didn't expect her to keep them. Like, it was no text messages returned. So it's like, okay, I'm thinking about you, but you're possibly not even thinking about me because you're still mad. So to come and be, well, not invited, he kind of barged in, but to be in Uncle Clifford's space and to see that, he's like, oh, so you did care the whole time, just like I did. We were on the same page.
Right. He said, I'm in the inner sanctorum. Maybe one day I get to see it. So you looking at it now.
Right.
What'd you think about that, Kelly? I know that show guy.
I loved it from the moment he was sending the cards. You know, remember T got pissed off, like, I ain't never got no cards. So I loved it from the time he was sending the cards, and I'm happy that Uncle Clifford kept them because it was meaningful to her. And, you know, him seeing that, like Gina said, made him understand that they had the same feeling and the connection was mutual, you know? So I definitely liked that part. I thought it was cute. And, you know, when he gave her the note, I guess that she looked good in red. I liked it because I like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm a card freak. I love cards. Cards are just really sentimental to me. So that part of the show, I really, really connected to that because I love sending cards. I love receiving them. So that part I love that part. And look, even Kendall, right? She's saying with the cooking, he's been that way. Remember from in the very beginning when he told Uncle Clifford about the gassy wings and stuff like that. And Uncle Clifford was like, well, do what you do. And he got in the kitchen, you know, and he made it happen that night. So it's just showing his character as a loving man, as, you know, catering, sentimental. That's a big deal. Those are some big qualities that he got. See? I love it.
I thought the card part was beautiful, but she only had those to choose from, and she chose the one. I thought you looked beautiful in red, but if he wouldn't have got to that other card, and she would have got that I love you card, that would have been the favorite.
Of course.
You know, she sort of.
Look, I'm done.
Gina be thinking, boy.
But yeah, she's right. Yeah, because that was the love confession.
Yeah. What do y'all think when he said to Clifford? I think that was really deep when he said, "What are you? Like, what is you? Who is you?" Like he said, "I'm Uncle Clifford," and then we saw they was calling him Uncle Clifford even when he was like 4 or 5. He was Uncle
Clifford.
So he was like, so how you always been like this? How you always do this? And so, you know, Kelly, what do you think about how Clifford described his journey as being who he is and living his truth, versus how he said, I'm who the world won't let me be.
Right. Well, you see, the thing is that it shows in the past that his grandmother, Uncle Clifford's grandmother, and her mom accepted her for being who she was and did not, you know, attach any shame to it from the very beginning. So she always had support in being who she was. But you see, the thing that struck me was when she said she's always going to be who she is, but you don't know, like, you know, no one knows what she has to go through on the inside, her struggles and the journey on the inside. Even though she's proud of who she is and she ain't changing that for nobody, there's still so much under the surface that nobody knows about. You know what I mean? So she did give you an inkling to know that even though I'm secure, I've been through a lot.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. It's not you seeing the end result, but there was a lot of ups and downs to get to this point. So,
right.
Yeah. Do you all think that that Murder could ever come out and be a gay thug rapper, gangster rapper?
No. He's who the world won't let him be.
You agree with that?
Yes, because his profession is not going to allow for that. I mean, you know, he may have all the loving, sentimental, caring feelings and such, but he's who the world won't let him be. And then you saw Uncle Clifford said, I understand why you did what you did on murder night. You know what I mean? Because she knows his struggles. She knows what's going on. Remember, she first told him, what we going to do? We going to go, remember when the two Dykes got murdered, when the two this, da-da-da? She knows what's going on, too. You know, of course, you know, they have their feelings, but she knows what's going on.
Okay. All right. Gina, you think he can ever be who he want to be?
I think that he really wants to. He really wants to. And I think he's going to start to make steps to do that.
Really?
I do, because when the paramedic was like, we got to go, sir, he was like, ma'am.
He corrected them. He corrected them.
In the street where anybody could have saw, ambulance blaring, anybody could have came out.
Didn't even think about it.
He stood there, right there in the street.
Do you think he was in the moment and forgot what it was, or he just said forget it? Them taking steps.
I think regardless, he was gonna be in that moment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't gonna go nowhere.
All right. Kendall made a good point. Hold on, Kelly. She said, I think he's going to get exposed because I believe there's another copy of that movie in someone's possession. So I actually think he is going to be able to come out and be a gay rapper, like Lil Nas X and other people are starting to do it. And I think that might be a boost. It'll be hurting at first, I'm sure, with a lot of people that originally followed him. But I think once, that may wear off, then the machine industry, may push him and lift him up. I don't know. I think it's going to happen with the tape leaking one way or another. Because I thought it leaked when he got up on the couch and had all them texts blowing him up, like, where you at, where you at? I'm like, ooh, it leaked, and Wody blowing him up. So yeah, so I thought it had leaked, but it didn't. But I think it will leak soon, and he'll be forced to have to say something. So.
Or just Woody gonna just kill everybody who's attached to that.
Call him Woody the Equalizer.
Exactly. He gonna just take everybody out who touched that tape.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, all right. Any predictions y'all want to add for next episode? What do y'all think? Gina, what do you think for next episode may go down?
I think Keyshawn is going to step up.
Okay.
I think she is. I think she's going to get Derek out of here. Because she's tired.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already been having the thoughts, and now she has somebody come to her.
Right.
Trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's going to do it.
Right. Okay. Before I get to you, Kelly, Lexi, I saw this, but I thought of something different. She said, did anyone else catch all of the subliminal messages regarding Black Lives Matter? It meant everything to me to see that powerful message. I only saw it once, and that was when they was at the abortion clinic.
The abortion clinic, yes.
And I think they ran out of signs and had one extra just hold the Black Lives Matter. Like, wait a minute. This ain't for black people. Wait.
It was such an opportunistic moment because you don't care about Black lives, but now you care about it in regards to abortion rights. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I didn't think that was accurate. From the little stuff I know about what go on behind the scenes, I think they have one too few of signs. And gave that person that, probably said, well, hell, nobody will notice if they do. It's the same thing.
I'm like, y'all don't care about us, but now you care to promote your agenda. Black Lives Matter now, huh? Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that there was they ran out of signs because it made me laugh when I saw that.
So did you think that she was going to, through the whole show, right? Did you think that she was going to have the abortion?
I thought she wasn't. And they kind of made it like a happy story that she did, which I don't know about that. I don't know if this is a happy story that she did have an abortion or a happy story that she, would have kept the pregnancy. I don't know how this would go. It's very complex.
But you see, I think
she could have did adoption, maybe.
One of the things that meant something to me at that moment was when Mercedes gave her the keys to the car. She, at that point, to me, that symbolized you have full control. You know what I mean?
Right. Where you going?
Yes, and I'm going to support you either way. You know what I mean?
But she let out a big old smile when she turned to Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Because you know what? She knows. She knows exactly what's going on. She knows the life that daughter would have had. She knows. And it's a little boy just like her. You know what I mean? It wasn't exactly Mercedes' situation.
But so she's 15, though. And that's what she can relate.
The little boy's 14. he's an artist who's 14 years old. You know what I mean?
Mercedes was 15 when she had her. That's what I'm saying, though. They were both able to relate. Look at that smile.
Right. But remember, see how Mercedes said her mom didn't even give her a choice. She said she was going to have it. Right? Her mom didn't give her a choice, even though she did have thoughts about, aborting the pregnancy, maybe fleeting thoughts, but her mom was not going to allow her to do it anyway. And we don't even know why, because something's clearly off with the mom. The mom's story is not making sense to me.
She probably knew still about what was said in the Bible, but backslid and was running them streets and then got herself together.
Or knowing that there's a grown man and money could have been involved.
That's possible.
You're taking your daughter to the diner, right? To have lunch or whatever with your daughter, and then telling her you don't got no money, go do what you do. Something's off with her. She's, that's the one character that I have no feelings for. I'm not liking her at all.
Yeah, that was crazy. I couldn't imagine telling my daughter, go do what you do so we can eat some breakfast.
I could imagine if she was like, look, run out, and I'm running out, you run out too, or if you don't have no money.
I would have did that before told her to pimp her out.
Tell your daughter, go do what you
for some eggs. I know, right? For some eggs.
And who is this dude that she's going to see and taking her to go stay at the house?
Yeah,
she don't know him. She don't have any money. So why is he just going to be nice and take her and her daughter in?
Right. So she, my friend, she was like, And then she wanted to be the ultimate violent mother, busting her behind down on the floor in the diner like that. What did Uncle Clifford call her? Beatrice?
Yeah.
Yes, Beatrice. Beatrice is so confusing to me, So Mercedes knew. As an adult, we know what complications that a child will go through bringing a child into the world. You know what I mean? And so, yes, I can understand why she was, elated with that big smile at the end. But she did give her, I really appreciated the fact that she gave her the control. The keys to the car was the symbolization of the control that she gave her. Like, I'm going to support you. This is entirely up to you. And I'm going to support you either way. So I think that gave her daughter, T, some more, empowerment, because she knows, look at her. She's looking for love in all the wrong places. The daughter. You know what I mean? She's fighting for her mother's love because she continues to reiterate on you never came back. Even when you had the opportunity, you still didn't come back. She wasn't there at the birthday parties. She wasn't there at certain special events. So her life, Mercedes was really caught up in her life. Didn't mean that she doesn't love her daughter, but she was caught up in the life.
Yeah, the daughter shouldn't throw too much stuff back at her mama. She don't know the whole situation.
But she's hurt. So I didn't see it as being totally wrong because this is a broken child. You understand? And then especially now to hear the drum, like what she was saying, right? When the stepmother, I guess, drinking yourself to a stupor because you don't want to deal with the reality. This just didn't start to happen. So that means she's been seeing this all this time. So remember, that woman, so I can't remember, Shell, right? She's been going through her personal dramatic because her husband take the picnic, you raise a picnic, he's dead and gone, and she has all of this. She has to continue, like she said, looking at the product of the infidelity of her marriage. So even though she took the responsibility to raise P, she still has womanly hurts as well.
Right. All right, Gina, we about to get out of here. Anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to say that Terica, I feel bad for her because she's like feeling unwanted by both mothers. Like some people don't get two mothers and then you get two and neither one of them make you feel wanted. So I could see her, even though she has her, because at first I was like, okay, your mom is perfect example of why you should be protected if you're going to do it that young.
Right.
But then I could see her wanting something, like wanting love somewhere else because she didn't get it from the mom.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. Yeah. I wonder what's gonna happen with that boy now that he wanted to keep the baby, and now she had the abortion. Wonder if they gonna
boys get over stuff faster than girls do.
Yeah, it wasn't his body. He really had nothing to do with everything after he did the do, basically. So
after he did do everything,
right? So I get it. Well, all right, everybody. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'm gonna give a special shout out to my girl Gina, always here holding it down. Great to have you on the show, talking about P Valley. No problem. You welcome anytime. I hope to see you more often. You did great.
Thank you.
No problem. Kelly, always doing great. I'm glad to have you. Appreciate it.
I'm so excited for Gina to come tonight.
Exactly.
Girls rule, Jay. Girls rule.
Hey, that's how the world moves.
Yes.
Definitely. So, yep. All right, everybody watching, I appreciate it. We had about 60-something people live right now tonight.
That's nice.
Yeah, this early in the morning. See about Uncle Clifford and little Marcus. He gave him a fill up in pump 9.
I tell you.
Yeah, right. Well, all right, everybody. Y'all have a good night, good morning, whatever you want to call it. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
I'm out of here. Definitely.